Type 9.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Everyday Growth Advisors live stream. It's New Ticker Monday, and I hope you guys have been having a great weekend. Welcome back. The home where we learn, compound, and grow together. Remember to smash the like button if you're here, and also subscribe if this is your first time. Today we have a great session. Last week, we went through Roku, and guess what happened? Roku didn't broku us, right? It was the first time that Roku didn't broku. For all of you guys that know Roku. Roku did not broku last week. We got really, like, I can't imagine how spot on we got with the valuation. We said 159 and look at where we went to and literally came back down, right? How crazy is that? It just goes to show that sometimes fundamentals can be as voodoo as technicals. Because where's the resistance up here, brah? Where's the resistance? Show me. Show me where the resistance is. Yeah, you could say this is resistance, but why exactly at that point? So fundamentals can be voodoo as well, as much as technical analysis. That's the reason why we got to be balanced as traders. We got to have both feet in the water, on the hot side and the warm side, and hopefully you don't pee yourself, but you know what I'm saying. Learn both skills so that you can be a formidable trader, right? Somebody would have said, oh, it's going to 170, right? Because that's where the actual resistance is. It's like the 165, 170, somewhere up here. You can see the old resistance up here. But we stopped exactly at 159, which is exactly where our intrinsic valuation was based on our calculation last week. Let's see if we can pull off another, week like that. I'm not going to promise anything, but, if we're consistent and we follow a general style of, valuing stuff in the same way, we have certain assumptions and we don't go crazy, we should be fine. So welcome in, everybody. Good morning. I know you guys are here ready with your coffee and bagel, hopefully. Sit back, relax, and see what I have in store for you. I've been working this weekend to do a little bit of research for you guys to kind of pick out what are the important things that we should know about Microsoft heading into earnings and beyond, to infinity and beyond. So I have some interesting stuff for you guys, and I hope that it helps you out. So let's get to it. Let's read the news first, right? We have Bloomberg saying that China's stock market closes in on a $10 trillion dollar bills, milestone after its biggest crash. So they had kind of a big melt up and then a little bit of a correction there. So seeing what's going on over there. Oops, I accidentally clicked on that. Nope, I don't want to do that. Go back. All right. So how China's stock market today compares with the 2014 meltup. That's another headline. China euphoria spurs rally before gains are trimmed. Now, part and parcel why China is rallying. I've been saying this since the start of the year. Chinese stocks were fundamentally undervalued. Okay, and the trade war suppressed them for a long time. Okay. Especially tech within China. I'm talking about Alibaba, which went through crazy rally recently, which we accurately as well played on option swing. And there are still some stocks that are fundamentally, really great stocks that you should keep track of. IQ is one of them. I'm not sure if you know much about this stock, but this stock is an awesome stock long term, in my opinion. I've been following it for a long time. I like this stock at the valuations that they are right now. And the entire, you can see KWEB, which is the China ETF for internet stocks, has been in a consolidation phase for a long time before this, right? A big consolidation here. And we finally broke above, right, to go into a rally. So this rally is pretty much still going. Obviously don't buy up here, right? That's a rookie mistake. But wait for a correction, right? Back to $60 or something. I would even say 55 at some point, and then we can start to enter these positions long again. I never buy things on FOMO. Remember, no FOMO, only dollar bills. All right. So China's market starting to approach irrationally exuberant levels, which is when you have to be extremely careful. And pull back on your investments, right? And then you can see China state funds start selling in warning sign for stock rally. You can see it. So the state funds, they recognize what's going on, right? And they're like, okay, this is getting a bit too much. Let's start trimming our positions, right? So when everybody gets greedy, that's when you get fearful. And when everybody gets fearful, that's when you get greedy. Remember, that's Papa Buffett's words, right? So stick with that and you won't go wrong, all right? Futures and stocks rise as earnings week kicks off. Remember that this week we have quite a bit of tech and then financials also reporting earnings. We'll see how financials do, because financials will be a very good indication of how this earnings season is going to go. how banks perform will generally give you an idea on how equities are going to as well perform, just because of you can understand how the liquidity is flowing through the system. Okay, so more on that in Wednesday or Friday's live stream. I think maybe I might do a portion on that when we have some banks who have reported. I may choose to kind of go through that because it is an important portion of earnings season. Looking at how financial equities do in earnings season is a good indication of how the market will perform. Okay, China to sanction. Okay. Cathay shareholders approve $5 billion plan to avoid collapse. Okay, that's Cathay Pacific. I'm pretty sure that's the airlines. George Soros to invest $220 million in U.S. equality groups. It's kind of a good boy move. And Google's Sundar Pichai, which is the CEO, I believe, he says he's going to invest $10 billion in India. That's not a bad move. Google does have excess of, I think, $100 billion in cash on the balance sheet, which they need to spend. They've been waiting for a acquisition, and so I think allocating the resources into India is a good idea. India is one of the emerging markets that are starting to pick up from a third world to a second world, and let's hope in years to come they will be a superpower as well. So I think it is highly possible. Hong Kong is set to tighten virus control measures amid new wave. So another wave in Hong Kong. Malaysia's prime minister's 2-vote majority shows snap election. Okay, this is just global news at this point. All right, that's your Bloomberg News reporting. Sounds kind of mixed, right? Not really bullish, not really bearish. It's just all over the place. Let's look at what Wall Street Journal is reporting. Global stocks rise as earnings season kicks off. That's bullish. That's a bullish news, bullish headline, which means that they're trying to incite bullishness into you. So, which means you have to be extra careful. Okay, extra careful. And you know that if you're a retail trader reading this kind of news, what do you think? You're like, oh, okay, I think now since the news is reporting, it means stocks are going to go up, right? No, that's exactly what they want you to think. Or rather, that's what they're reporting, but that's not actually the case in the market. So you have to be careful of such things. Okay, investors find new safe place to hide Chinese bonds. That was a safe haven for a majority of investors recently. So welcome in, guys. Make sure you smash the like button if you're here. I would like to see at least 100 likes today. Let's get it, guys. I'm sure we can reach 100 likes. There's at least like 100 some of you guys. I'm sure that we can do it. Okay, so smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream. We do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Today's New Ticker Monday. We'll be going through Microsoft in just a second here. I want to go through the news and do our regular programming, and then we'll go through Microsoft after. Okay. Blank check, boom, gets boost from coronavirus. This was something multi-plan to go public, merger, Okay. Why China isn't expected to power a global recovery? Well, this is probably going to be a thing to do with this mistrust. Who's excited about tax day to do it yourself? Okay, and then Netflix. Here's investment perfectly. Okay. News is generally bullish on Wall Street Journal. So you can tell where that's heading. A little bit of a mix on Bloomberg and then bullish news on Wall Street Journal. I say we got to be careful, right? This is exactly where we got to be careful. Things that are moving pre-market. We have NEO up 1.5%, 6.8 million shares traded. Pre-market, that's a big one. Keep track of NEO, maybe see what happens today. On the Dow Jones, we have General Electric. We have JP Morgan ahead of earnings this week. Microsoft ahead of earnings this week. Walt Disney. We have, let's see, Coca-Cola. All right, not bad. S&P 500. We have CCL trading upwards here. Crown Corp, GE, Microsoft, Netflix up 3%. Just ahead of earnings there. This is Netflix earnings are easily priced in at this point, right? The rally is massive. And Micron. We have semiconductors are on the move. And I think that there are some semiconductors that are on the breakout. They're about to break out as well. So keep track of Micron. That's one of them. It's definitely one of the ones that I'm watching as well. I like Micron as a company, by the way. and $50 is, I believe that they're undervalued at the price, but don't take my word for it. Do your own due diligence. I tend to like semiconductor companies because they have, especially Micron has a very big moat for their business for DRAM. So just keep that in mind. Today we have 3 months auction bill, 6 months auction bill. We have FOMC members speaking, and then the federal budget balance at 2 p.m., 1 p.m. here. So, all right, keep that in mind. Earnings today with PepsiCo to kick off this earnings season. And let's look at NASDAQ real quick here. Tesla up 6%. Jesus, wow. Tesla, oh my goodness, Tesla. What are you doing to me? I just sold you last week and you... Don't FOMO, guys. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't FOMO. Tesla, in my opinion, is an interesting stock at this point, right? I say short squeeze, and also at the same time, people who are thinking like, how can this stock be valued at this level? Well, there are positives and negatives, but maybe we'll pick Tesla for next week and we can go through it, right? We'll see how it goes. I don't like this valuation. Too high, too soon. Okay, Netflix, All right, cool. NASDAQ here, Tesla, JD, Netflix. Okay. So those are your movers. Keep track of them. Make sure you have a look at them. Okay, and let's look at SPY technical update real quick. So last week, I did say take a few hedges, and then the market ripped up even higher. I closed out my hedges on Friday to avoid theta burn. But I did actually manage to close it out at a profit, surprisingly. I'm not sure how it happened, but I guess majority of the market was still bearish, and I got those contracts pretty cheaply up here. So when the market kind of dipped, I managed to sell them. I actually didn't sell them here. I sold them somewhere here. And then the market kind of rallied up a bit, and I managed to basically cap off and sell off whatever I had. Now, obviously, the fact that SPY broke out of this resistance here, it's a high likely chance that, this week sometime we're going to go up to test this level again. What is this? A 3231 on SPX. So a 320 on SPY easily. 321, maybe a 322 up here. And then we may see a correction down here again. So somewhere like a wave up. Let's see. So we had a impulsive, this is the impulsive, and then we might have a corrective. Actually, the corrective wave might happen sooner than we think. Corrective wave, and then maybe an impulsive wave, a corrective wave, and then an impulsive wave up here. I'm not sure how many days it would take, but based on where we're at right now, it seems to me that we have to make a pullback before we can make another run up. So keep that in mind. Don't get overly bullish and get trapped, okay? Be extremely cautious. I don't think it hurts to take a hedge for the week on a Monday. I think that buying a hedge here is perfectly fine. And, if you hold it through the end of the week, in case something happens with the earnings season, then, you may have really just saved yourself, okay? So whenever market's euphoric like this and irrationally exuberant, take some hedges. It never hurts. Take it as part of the cost of doing business. Remember, if your business is making 10% a week, right, you would want to buy some kind of insurance, right? So your hedge, if your hedge is between 1 to 2% of your 10%, that's a pretty decent hedge in case something goes wrong, right? Your insurance pays you, okay? So use the same principle and orchestrate that, okay? That's the SPX. On the NASDAQ, we're at this point really just pushing up here, right? Very high chance that NASDAQ pulls back, to this level up here, where the interim support would be after the extension up here. But let's see what happens. I'm comfortable with taking some hedges here. Definitely comfortable. I like the prices at which I can get hedges, especially since the market's rallying. VIX is going to be cheap. Also, bonds will be cheaper. Everything will be cheaper. So I think that it's a good time to buy some cheap hedges and keep them. You don't know when you need them, so have them in your back pocket, and I think it would be a good strategy. All right. So with we did the SPY technical update. Let me see how we are doing here with time and whatnot. Welcome into the stream, guys. Good morning. How are you doing? Let's get you guys to smash the like button one more time. Would be nice to get 100 likes today on the stream. I would truly appreciate it. Can't believe that I started off the stream with only 5 to 10 people watching, and now we have a regular 100 to 200 people watching. It is truly humbling, and I appreciate you guys taking your time to be here. Good morning. Okay, the news have mentioned there's a bubble in tech sector. How do you know if there's a bubble in tech sector or the market in general? Well, it's definitely a bubble in the tech sector. You can see that it's the Nasdaq that's super pushed up here, but look at SPY in comparison. We haven't broken all-time high yet, right? So it is definitely we haven't broken all-time high on the SPY daily. You can see that. Nasdaq's already surpassed that level, but SPY hasn't. And the Dow is lagging big time, right? So as I've mentioned multiple times, what usually happens is Dow will catch up in a very fast fashion. So investing in industrials right now is a great strategy if you want to be bullish, right? But the reason why industrials hasn't caught up is because of COVID, right? Majority of industrials are the ones that got shut down. And what businesses did good during COVID, it's all tech. So that's the reason why Nasdaq is, beyond reasonable doubt, the winner here. All right, awesome. Let's see. How far do you go out on hedges? Well, as I said, for this week, you could do like a weekly hedge, right? And doing a weekly hedge gives you the cost advantage. It gives you the flexibility. What if you don't want to hedge next week, right? It gives you the cost advantage, in my opinion. I like taking weekly hedges because it gives me the flexibility. Maybe this week I want to hedge and use VIX. Maybe next week I want to hedge and use bonds. Maybe the week after I want to hedge and use gold. It also depends on the risk to reward you get on the hedge, right? So it's all a balance of everything that you're trying to ascertain. And in my opinion, I like to take weekly hedges primarily because I get good risk to reward. I buy them on Monday, hold them till Friday. If they expire worthless, so be it. If something happens and my hedges pay out, then well and good too. So there are so many choices. Okay. Which VIX do you choose? There's VXX and UVXY. Those are the two that I go for. If you're taking the time to watch this educational video, hit the like button. Hell yeah. Thank you for that. I appreciate you guys so much. Remember, guys, if you guys ever want to donate to the channel, there is this thing over here called a super sticker or a super chat where you can donate to the cause. If you really want to truly buy me a coffee or something like that, you can do that. Okay. I just wanted to put it out there that it's a function that I recently got from YouTube, and I found it pretty cool. So, but other than that, all I ask for is for you to smash the like button. That's all. If anything, that's the only thing that I want. All right, let's get it on with Microsoft here. I think that Microsoft is going to take about 15-20 minutes, so let's discuss it. New Ticker Monday, the moment you've all been waiting for. I took the weekend to do a little bit of research on Microsoft for you guys so that you don't need to. This is a Morningstar report that I was going through earlier, and I'm going to summarize it for you because I don't want to read it with you, but you can also read what the bulls say and the bears say here, which are important concepts of the report. So the bulls say that public cloud is widely considered to be the future of enterprise computing, and Azure is a leading service that benefits the evolution to hybrid environments and then ultimately to the public cloud environments, which is what AWS is a master at. Okay. Now, a shift to subscriptions accelerates growth after the initial growth pressure, and the company has passed the margin inflection point now, such that margins are increasing again and have returned to pre-Nokia and pre-cloud levels, which is great. Microsoft has monopoly-like positions in various areas in operating systems and Office that serve as cash cows to help drive Azure's growth. Okay, and then the bears would say momentum is slowing in the ongoing shift to subscriptions, particularly in Office, which is generally considered a mature product, and Microsoft lacks a meaningful mobile presence, as well as Microsoft is not the top player in its key resources of growth, notably Azure and Dynamics. Okay, so that's a brief excerpt of what the entire report says, but there's so much information, and this is going to be one of those new ticker Mondays that are going to be very intense with details. So I hope that I can kind of simplify it for you guys to understand. Okay. All right. So let's do this right now. So the first thing that I do when I'm looking into a ticker, and I'm, if I'm looking at if this is investable, or I'm looking at, if I really want to take my time to explore this ticker, what's the first thing that I do? I look at what drives the company's bottom line and top line, okay? What is the revenue breakout? How does the company achieve, its revenues? What is the revenue breakdown, so to speak, okay? So I found an infographic that it's a little outdated. It was in 2019, but it actually shows a really nice snapshot of how different the FANG stocks and Microsoft put together, they diversify their revenues. Because personally, if you think about it, the more diversified your revenues, the better your company, right? And if your company relies on a very singular trend for profit, and that trend gets gets into the weeds, then your trend's gonna be in trouble. Okay, so a secular trend, even though may be powerful if you do it well, can also be something that drives your company to the ground. Okay, so the fun thing is, look at how much revenues these four companies generate. Okay, they generate 802 billion as of last year, and that's higher than the GDP of Turkey, Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, and Switzerland. Okay, this is they literally have a higher GDP, higher revenues than the GDP of these countries. Now, if that doesn't baffle your mind, I don't know what will. That's pretty crazy. Okay, I'm talking about revenues here. Okay, revenues. We're not talking about net profit. We're talking about revenues. So how much of cash, like the sheer cash that is pumped through these companies. Okay, now margins are a different thing, and we'll get to them in a second. So looking, for the purpose of this New Ticker Monday, we're not going to go through Apple. We're going to go through Amazon and Microsoft. A little bit of Google too, but not really. Okay, not really. Because the main competitor of Microsoft in current times is Amazon. Okay, and I say this because of a very specific sector that they compete with, which is cloud computing. Okay, now Amazon has something called AWS, which is a behemoth. Okay, this is like a behemoth, and this makes up approximately 11% of Amazon's revenues, but it's actually much more this year. Okay, I would say it's closer to 20 to 30% this year. Okay, AWS is growing at a crazy speed. All right, and COVID is not going to decelerate this; it's going to accelerate it. Okay. But I'm going to get to the benefits and the advantages and disadvantages in a second here. But I want to show you what is the revenue mix between these two companies. And obviously Amazon has a lot more revenue than Microsoft, right? It's almost double. But you have to see that, okay, AWS and Azure, which is run by Microsoft, they are kind of toe-to-toe on the cloud-based technology, okay? However, the thing is that Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft, he has been pushing the initiative for cloud development for a long time. And so Microsoft has had a considerable advantage in that field. They have actually really effectively diversified their revenue mix in a fashion that makes them a good competitor against Amazon. Okay, you can see how the revenue breakdown goes with Amazon, right? We have online stores, which is Amazon.com, pulling in about 50% of the revenues. Third-party seller services, this pulls in about 18%. Amazon Web Services, 11%, but I think this year it's going to be closer to 20 to 30%. They're growing at a very fast pace, and that's the reason why Amazon and Microsoft are my top two picks for long-term hold stocks, right? And then you have physical stores, 7%, subscription services, Amazon Prime, and then other primary advertisements at 4%. Okay, now look at Microsoft in comparison. They have a different model altogether. Microsoft Azure, which is making up about 20% last year, and I think this year it's also showing signs of growth, aggressive growth, 40 to 50% growth year over year. Windows subscription revenue, which is now moved to a subscription base. Now, one thing that you have to understand here, Windows used to be a product where you buy a physical copy and you have access to it for a while, right? Now it's all subscription based. Microsoft has successfully implemented the fact that now you need to pay a subscription for Office and Windows, okay? You can still buy it. This usually comes as a standalone with the computers that you buy, but you can also choose to rent the software, which makes it, it makes it less, it allows you to switch between platforms, okay? Other revenue sources are LinkedIn, devices, enterprise services, and search ads, as well as gaming, which they have been pushing initiative with as well, which is your Xbox and whatnot, right? Okay, so that's your revenue mix. The main highlight of this over here is to show you Microsoft Azure versus AWS, because that is really the two things that you need to consider when looking at Microsoft, okay? It's really the bread and butter, or it's developing into the bread and butter for Microsoft, okay? And the CEO has done a great job to make sure that he highlights this in his earnings reports and stuff like that, okay? So I just wanted to show you that. Let's see. All right. Make sure you guys smash the like button, guys. I hope that we can get to 100 likes today. I really hope so. We just need 21 more likes. I'm sure you guys can do it. Come on, guys. Come on. Okay. Now, I did find this article on Seeking Alpha, written by a Beeth Kindig, who is a great analyst, in my opinion. I think she hit some of the important points while I was discovering and researching on Microsoft. And she said that Microsoft stands to benefit regardless of which cloud software companies pull ahead. Hundreds of cloud software companies crowd the public and private markets, yet they all funnel into cloud infrastructure. Okay. Now, slower moving companies more likely to adopt a hybrid cloud strategy have accelerated this year, which is where Microsoft excels over the competitors. So you have to realize that there is a difference between Azure and AWS and the way that things are run. Okay, and I'm about to get to that in a second. How do they differ? What are the advantages and the disadvantages? And I found a couple of sources that you guys can have a look at to understand how Microsoft dominates a certain strategy versus AWS dominates another strategy. And since both of those companies have those as the highest revenue driver, that is what we should be concentrating on when we are looking at Microsoft here, especially going into earnings, because Azure is going to be the thing to look at on the earnings report, okay? It's going to be the thing, I promise you. People will not really be looking at the EPS, or will be looking at, they will be looking at EPS and the revenues, but more than likely, the reaction will be on Azure, okay? That will be the reaction on. And that can send the stock flying, okay? It could send the stock flying. And there is a high chance, I'm going to say it right now, there is a high chance that Microsoft will come ahead this earnings season. Okay, there are a couple of reasons why, and I'm about to show it to you why. So another thing that she pointed out here was Microsoft Teams has increased 70% quarter over quarter to 75 million daily active users. That is a lot of people using Microsoft Teams. This is up from 44 million daily active users in March. So that is a lot of users to add in for the coronavirus period. Okay, and I'm sure that Microsoft would have ways to monetize that platform as well. Okay. Now, just skipping past through this stuff here, I want to go through, where is it? Here we go. So, hybrid cloud accelerated by COVID-19. So, Satya Nadella made a bold statement in the last earnings call that the company had seen 2 years worth of digital transformation in 2 months. He cited a surge in demand from structural changes due to companies quickly reorganizing. Now, this over here is probably the most important thing that you're going to read while deciphering Microsoft this week. Okay. Now you have to realize something. During COVID, okay, majority of companies are going to undergo two separate, there are going to be two outcomes. The first is a upgrade of resources. Okay. And the second is going to be a downgrade. Okay. Now I'm talking about the cloud services that companies are using. Okay. Now, if the upgrade happens, then Microsoft stands to benefit from this situation. Why? Because they have a hybridized approach versus AWS. And I'm going to get to what hybrid is and what non-hybrid is, or why AWS is different from Azure in a second here. But if companies choose to downgrade, then Microsoft also stands to benefit from this because of the way that the cloud services are chargeable. Okay, so in both cases here, Microsoft is a winner. They have a competitive moat that benefits in both scenarios. Now, I'm not saying that AWS is not going to blow them out of the water. AWS is a strong competitor, but Microsoft has more versatility in the cloud space, and I'm about to show you why. Okay, so the coronavirus shutdowns accelerated cloud usage from current customers, yet the most important impact is that it forced slow to adopt companies and industries to migrate to the cloud overnight. Remember? See, if you were a business that wasn't using the internet very, very efficiently, guess what COVID did to you? It forced you to get onto the internet, right? It forced you. And so these slower moving companies are more likely to adopt a hybrid cloud strategy, which is where Microsoft excels over the competitors. Now, the other thing that is needless to say is that you have to realize that Microsoft has a very big user base, okay? And all of their functions for the cloud are kind of like a one-click import. So imagine if you're, if you're trying to import a database with lots of Excel, well, Microsoft makes it super easy, okay? Now, on the other hand, AWS is more like a rival that is very complicated and not easy to switch over. You kind of need to hire somebody to get your AWS sorted out. But AWS is more superior in terms of power and data analytics and this and that. Okay, so this is where the two services really differentiate. Okay, so my original thesis when I began covering this was that the company would rival AWS due to the focus on hybrid cloud. So this is the main thing, right? Historically, Microsoft was built on the premise that the company is well situated to assist in a more conservative, slow migration, especially for enterprises with significant intellectual property or unique security concerns. I really like the way this article has been written, okay? Now, I know that it's slightly more biased and skewed towards Microsoft, but you should listen to both cases with an open ear, okay? I'm sure that we will find another article that will concentrate on why AWS is better. And so you should always look at two biased articles in order to find a middle ground. That's the way that I do it anyways. And then decide for yourself which service is really better, okay? Now, I just want to jump into, here you go. So hybrid cloud allows for scenarios where customers can keep most of their sensitive data in their own servers, okay, while sending workloads to the private or public cloud that gain an advantage from mining data more efficiently and require improved accuracy and productivity. Okay, and Azure's strength in hybrid computing has made it the main player in the industry, with the product being used by 95% of Fortune 500 companies. Now that is great. Okay, now this doesn't mean that they're better than AWS. All I'm telling you is they have a diverse offering. Okay, so let's kind of jump into what is the difference between Azure and AWS here, because we kind of need to know this and we need to kind of understand what's going on there. Okay, so once again, smash the like button if you're here. I appreciate you guys being here. We can get to 100. I'm pretty sure we can get to even 120 likes today if you guys really put your mind to it. So I really do appreciate if you smash the like button. And yeah. Okay. Great. So let's look at this real quick. So I got another link here that shows you the differences between Azure and AWS. Okay, now this is a lot of technical jargon, and I know that there are a lot of, if you're a technical person and you enjoy reading this, search guru99.com. This is something that I found on the internet, so all credits go to them. All credits go to Beth Kindig, who wrote this article. She did a great job. My job is to find this stuff and put it in front of you so that you understand what is the stuff that I look for when I'm building a case. Okay, so AWS, and this is what it's about, right? See, AWS continues to dominate a global cloud infrastructure service industry, which is likely to hit approximately $70 billion last year. Today, it enjoys market share, which is better than some top public cloud providers. You can see that AWS took over Microsoft sometime in 2016, and ever since has really taken off here, right? Now, let's have a look at what are the advantages and disadvantages here, okay? By the way, if you're curious, this is the AWS versus Azure versus Google market share, okay? So you can see AWS dominates a big part of the market in terms of cloud computing. Microsoft's Azure is 20%, Google's 12%. Okay, so let's look at AWS here. So advantages of AWS. It's a compute cloud, allows you to increase or decrease storage according to the need of your organization. AWS enables you to select an operating system, programming language, database of your choice, broaden deep service offerings, robust partner ecosystem, trusted by high-profile customers, high transfer stability, minimal information is lost during server and storage transfer, offers more data centers for availability and low latency, better developer ops support, simpler licensing methods, and stronger support for BI and analytics. Okay, and here's the advantage of Azure. Compatibility for developers and users to create, maintain, and deploy applications. Fully scalable cloud computing platform offers open access across multiple languages, frameworks, and tools. Total support for Microsoft legacy apps, which is used by a lot of companies. Greater awareness of enterprise needs. Easy one-click migrations in many cases. Conversion of on-premium licenses to the cloud. Support for mixed Linux and Windows environments. And offers inbuilt tools like Azure Stack to help organizations deliver Azure service from their own data center. Now, this is big if you are a company that doesn't want to move everything to, for example, AWS, right? Say you want to let Azure work, but on your data center. Well, that's what one thing that Azure offers. Okay. Now, disadvantages of AWS. Here are a few drawbacks. So less hybrid cloud friendly. This is the main driving point of what I'm trying to get at, right? AWS Elastic Load Balancer is not equipped to handle as many requests as it receives. AWS lacks customer support, so it's more suitable for a technologically savvy group of consumers and those companies who have their inbuilt tech support team. Now, this point right here is the reason why Azure may get ahead of AWS during the COVID-19 crisis. Why? If companies didn't adopt to cloud before COVID hit and they are forced to do so now, that means that they have not been tech savvy. Okay, and the reason why they're not tech savvy is because they don't want to deal with the fact that they have to get all this technical jargon and hire somebody and whatnot. But now that they're forced to, do you think that they will go to the company that has a lot of offerings but they don't know how to do it? No, they would rather go to the company where, hey man, you just click this button and everything goes over, right? So that's where I'm coming from with this, and I think that it's a good advantage to have a hybrid cloud-based system to benefit during this crisis. Okay, the number of choices offered by AWS is confusing to those who may not speak the language of technology. This is the point I'm trying to drive, right? Incompatible and weak hybrid strategy. This is another one. AWS is less open private cloud. This makes it unpopular storage option for sensitive industries like banking. And AWS has too many products, which makes the selection process much harder. This is quite true. I've been on their website before. It's crazy. Now, disadvantages of Azure. Customer service is not transparent and data is hosted globally. So if you have a data restriction where it must be stored in a specific country, at that time, you need a verify or specify with Microsoft. Okay, fair fix. You'll be charged extra for paying as you go. Okay, Azure cloud-based services are full of glitches. To fix these bugs, you'll need to spend additional money. Okay, less flexible about non-Windows server problems than compared to AWS. Okay, so there are obviously differences between both of them. All right, but the main thing here is what I'm trying to point at is, what do you think people will move to during a time like this when businesses are forced to migrate to the cloud? Okay, now they may hire somebody and just move to AWS, but there is also a bunch of people that will move to Azure. So we have yet to see how this is going to go. But if I were to predict what's going to happen, I think Microsoft has a decent chance at building Azure up even further. Okay. All right. So I'm going to exit that, and then you have Microsoft price target raised on July 9th by Wheatbush, and they have targeted from 220 to 260. I don't want to spoil anything, but I already have done a DCF valuation, and it's between this range here. So that's what I'm looking at for Microsoft. You can see that it says, the analyst says the pandemic-related remote work trend is further catalyzing more enterprises to make the strategic cloud shift with Microsoft across the board. And the momentum is in the early days of playing out. Okay, so you can see that's kind of where we're at with this. Also, the other thing that I was looking at was, we got to look at what are the differences between the services offered by AWS and Microsoft. They have, you have IaaS, which is infrastructure as a service. You have platform as a service. You have software as a service. Maybe I'll put a link for this one. There's a lot of stuff to go through here, but I'm not going to go through it. But I just want to, show you that there are different services that both companies offer. You may want to do a bit more research about this. It also plays into the strengths and weaknesses of both companies. Okay, so I'm here to give you the picture on both sides and concentrate more on Microsoft this week because its earnings are coming up on Thursday. Being non-biased, I would say there is an equal opportunity for Microsoft to do well or not do well. But I like the prospects of Azure and what it can do for businesses during this COVID-19 crisis. All right, we got to 104 likes. I'm sure that we can get to 120. Come on, guys, 16 more likes. I'm sure that you can do it. I'm going to get into some tickers right now so that we can get those down as well. And yeah, all right, let's do it. Let me just go here and and that. And then I can close this one, leave that there. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so let's do this here. Let's see how many I can get through. Welcome into the stream, guys. If you haven't been here before, make sure you smash the like button, click subscribe. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is a live stream that is purely educational. We are the Everyday Growth Advisors, and I hope that you enjoy it. All right, net 821 45 call. Let's have a look at that. Net, I like this one. Cloudflare. You say what now? 45 calls for 821. Looks like it's approaching a decent level to start buying, actually. Yeah, I kind of like this spot to buy. It's a nice bullish trend. A nice bounce here would be, yeah, this seems like a nice bounce. Maybe give it another couple of hours here to form a reversal. And then play it up 45. Yeah, you should be okay. I think you should be okay by the end of August. Yeah, I like it. I like to play. All right, let's see here. Next one. Good morning. God bless you. God bless you too, Rodolfo. Thank you for coming in. Good morning, Nick. How are you doing? Good morning, Limit. Good morning. Looking at getting square 140 calls 918. Following Friday's dip already up pre-market. Well, a lot of things are up pre-market, so don't get too overly exuberant about that. Let's see here. 140 you said, I think. Yeah, seems like it. Just want to put this out there that I did an intrinsic value calculation of Square, and the valuation was between the 125 to 130 range. So anything that Square goes above this range is now officially overvalued. Okay, so when you're looking at an overvalued stock, you have to be extremely careful. In fact, I do see Square ranging here for a bit. Before making another move, okay? But let's see what happens. You never know, okay? Personally, I wouldn't play this. Just because it's approaching the levels that I don't want to trade within, okay? Come on, guys. 10 more likes. I'm sure we can do it. I'm sure we can do this, guys. 10 more likes. Smash the like button, guys. All right, DPZ. I like this one as well. DPZ is a good one to own right now. DPZ, 400 calls, 77. Dude, come on. This week expiry. Let's see. Well, it has rallied like crazy. Yeah, I mean, if you were holding the contracts on Friday, you should be you should be doing pretty good. So. I think, yeah, hold it, right? I mean, sell it by Wednesday, though. That's my advice. Bank of America, I like this play, but your expiry is a bit too short, I would say. And also, it depends on how financials perform. We'll need a break above 24.78 here to have momentum to push up to 25.50 there. So be careful. Yeah, that's what I can say here. I mean, your expiry is too short, I think. Sell it, roll over to a further expiry. Tesla 1850 calls expiring. Sure, why not? I mean, Tesla's on a roll, so why not, right? I'm sure you can do it. Like button smash. Thank you very much, Peter. I appreciate you. Good morning. Really enjoyed the Everyday Growth Plan. Awesome, man, Zoraida. I'm so glad that you enjoyed the mentorship course. By the way, guys, just a little bit of an update on the mentorship course. We are taking a break this week, and we will be resuming signups on the 18th of July. We will have another. I'll be releasing information on my Instagram page today, and then we will be definitely putting out more information for you guys on how you can sign up, etc., etc. So I hope you guys are excited. If you are interested, or you want to join the mentorship course, drop a couple of fire emojis in the chat so I know who you are. I would love to hear from you. Morning to you all. Bank of America, July. I just went through this. Oh wait, 180. Wait, what? I think you might have got the wrong ticker or something's going on here. Bank of America, it can't be that high. 180? July 24th, 180. Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe you need to rephrase that one. Boeing. I think you meant Boeing. Oh, Boeing call. Okay, so I'll do both of these at the same time. Oh, there you go. You typed it right here. Okay, Boeing. Well, I do have long-term Boeing calls, so just a heads up. It's been in the wedge. And it's starting to break out of the wedge here. So let's see, move this out a little bit here. I think that we need a bit more bullish momentum, which we should be able to get. So let's see what happens with Boeing. Also, any bullish news will tip this stock up. So I do personally like Boeing. But July 24th might be too soon of an expiry. I have much further expiries, so yeah. Microsoft 220 calls for next week, maybe. If you want to hold it through earnings, then sure. Take a gamble, but I don't recommend it. Chase 107, July 24. Is it JP Morgan Chase or... Yeah, I'm guessing you meant JP Morgan Chase. 107 by July 24th. Possibly, but that's a bit of a far stretch. Too short expiry also. Netflix 570, 724. I think, yeah, you're good with that one. Hold that one, right? 724. You're almost near the money already, so I recommend holding it. You never know what happens. Yeah, we got to 120 likes. Awesome, guys. Continue to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys so much. ENZ news, but COVID is out today. Okay. Good morning, Microsoft 225. Risky, but you can hold it if you want. TLT 172 call. Might be a bit too far out. The expiry too near as well. Be careful with that one. Let's see here. LVGO August 21st 110 call. LVGO. August 21st, 110 call. Yeah, possibly. The stock is actually bound for a pullback though, so be careful here. I feel like it could make a wave down before going back up, so I would proceed cautiously there. It's starting to, it's overbought here, so be careful. Good morning, Andy. How are you doing? Welcome into the stream. Netflix 600 calls, July 24th. That's a gamble. If you want to go for it, yep, definitely go for it. I mean, I don't recommend it. Make sure you guys click subscribe if you're here for the first time. Appreciate you guys taking your time out to be here, by the way. Spice 715, 320 calls. Yeah, possibly. I would hold it. Spice bullish, and it can continue to rip here. It can, so I would hold it. Morning, Roku 210 call 717. Absolutely not. That's too close of an expiry. Come on, bro. 210 for the end of this week. Are you expecting it to just like get on a rocket and just go like whoosh? I don't know, man. If it happens, then good on you. But I think your expiry and your strike is just way off there. You can't make money buying these kinds of contracts. That's a lotto. That's a gamble, this one. How far do you go ahead? Just I answered these questions. I answered this. I answered this. I answered this. Thoughts on Tesla? I can't really give my thoughts on Tesla because it's just in a short squeeze, in my opinion. That's what I think about it. Smash the like. Yes, please. Thank you. eBay 60 calls for 717. Let's see. What is eBay at? Yeah, sure. It's already at 60 bucks, so you should be okay. I would sell it by Wednesday though. Waiting for a pullback. Tesla. Any idea on Microsoft? Oops. Any idea on Microsoft? I just gave a very detailed explanation of Microsoft. Facebook 290, 319, 221. Oh boy. Maybe. That's like a very far leap, man. So I'm not sure how to help you with that one. It's a leap. I mean, you got to reassess it like whenever you feel is right. Leaps are not contracts that you should come to this live stream for, in my opinion. Leaps are difficult for me to analyze because it could happen or it could not happen. There are too many factors for a leap contract. Is anyone holding JP Morgan? I'm not holding any JP Morgan. I know 8725 call. I know 8725 call. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Maybe. It could be. It's bullish. Volume soon consolidating. Yeah, I think so. Hold it. Hi, what do you think of SRNE 717 $9 calls? What is SRNE, first of all? Less than 10 bill market cap. Let's not go through that one. I'm sorry, man. Federal government has a contract with Microsoft adopted Teams as well. Nice, that's cool. Did not know that. Walmart 148.21. Yep, I am bullish on Walmart for the foreseeable future. Smash like button, thank you. Hope you had a good weekend, bro. Thank you very much, Chase. Appreciate you. AMD 40 call 731. AMD. Wait, what? You said 40 call? You're in the money. Why did you buy such a deep in the money contract? I'm confused here. I mean, if your intention was to stack Delta, then sure. But I don't think this gives you good risk to reward, though. Looking of getting into Tesla OTM 724, want to get hit by theta decay. What do you recommend? I avoid Tesla at these levels. I would just avoid it altogether. QCOM. Microsoft ER date moved. I'm pretty sure it's on 22nd, right? Microsoft? That's what they said. 22nd? Oh, it did get moved, huh? So it's next week then. Well, I guess we're gonna do the analysis this week before it happens then. Morning, what do you think about FIVN? What is FIVN? Five Nine Inc. What do they do? Close to 10 billion, but I would avoid it, to be honest. Let's see. FIVN. Jeez. And you said 120 call for it this week. Sure, hold it. It looks good. Volume's creeping up here. That was a big acquisition here, like a big buyer. Volume's been holding. I would hold it personally, but sell it by Wednesday. That's all I'm gonna say. WKHS 20 call 731. WKHS 20 call 731. Maybe that was a big buyer. Extended hours today. Interesting. Yeah, maybe. Might be a good one. Bounce here, rally again. Possible. Hi Taj. My name is Tushal, but not Taj. But okay, just became Diamond. Welcome to the Diamond team, man. Nice to hear from you. Fire emoji. Great. Alrighty. Let's see here. Before I do these. Alright, Baba. How far do you think Disney can run? I mean, Disney call 120. I am not really sure. You mentioned your estimate for Microsoft matched the range on the analysis you read. What was your price estimate that will hit? My intrinsic valuation for Microsoft is between 230 to 240. That's the zone that I have come up with on my DCF valuation. LLY 190 call 918 LLY. 19. Ooh, that's a really far strike, but then you have a far expiry too. I mean, this one's tough. I mean, seems like it's going to bounce here, but I can't be sure. It could be the start of a downtrend. You have to watch this one for a while. Baba 270 for 717. Let's see. Be careful with Baba right now. Be careful. I think it has to make a wave down before going back up. So I say no. I say that's dead. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop right here, guys. I need to manage my positions to the market open. And I need to drink some water and go to the loo. I hope that you guys enjoyed the live stream. Come back on Wednesday for the fundamental analysis, where I'll show you how to break down the DCF valuation, the income statement, balance sheet, cash statement of cash flows. Remember, we are an educational platform. So if you want to learn from, learn how to break these things down, come through on Wednesday and I will show you what you should be looking for. Okay. Till then, take care. Thanks for attending the live stream. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you haven't. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Friday will be a recap of how the stock moved. But I do appreciate each and every one of you coming here, hitting my target of 120 likes. And I hope that you guys have a great trading session this week, a great week ahead, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.